everyone, I'm Captain Logan.
Remember?
And today we're going to tell you how we felt about Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. As Eric pointed out when we were watching it, inspired by, not based on, the first miniseries, the crossover from a few years ago now. And I'm excited to talk about it.
Me too.
We just watched it. We are seconds from having seen this. And this came out just a few days ago, just on Tuesday, on Blu-ray. Well, I was going to say Blu-ray and DVD. I think this was... Oh, does this have a DVD in it? Okay. Yes, it does say it has a DVD in it. Because sometimes I'll pull these out of these things, and I just look at this, and I'm like, oh, it's just a Blu-ray. But it's not. It has a DVD in it. But anyway, and it came out on digital a couple of weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So a few people have seen it already and were asking us when we were going to review it. And we always wait for the physical.
We have to reiterate again that we do not do it when the digital drops.
Well, the digital's like $20, and I'm going to buy this anyway. So I don't want to pay for it twice. And
I feel like we say this every single... If they're watching the animated videos and they're curious...
But as you pointed out after we finished watching this, there will be a lot of people who buy this that have maybe never bought one before.
I think so.
And I think it's possible that there are a lot of people that watch this video that don't usually watch our reviews of these.
Sure, but those people bought it physically because they found it. They didn't buy it digitally 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so there is maybe no point
I would imagine
reiterating this again, but that's why we waited this long in case you were wondering about that. So Eric, I mean, not a whole lot of preamble we need to do about this, I don't think. It's the Turtles going to Gotham, and they're going to find the Shredder and the Foot Clan, who have mysteriously decided to go to Gotham for some reason, and they are teamed up with Ra's al Ghul, just like they are in the miniseries. There's a lot of stuff in this from the miniseries, but the overall, like, the story tracks differently. It does some different stuff. I think it's tighter. I think it's I will say just up front, I think it's better in this form. I don't know. I felt while I was watching it that animation was a better place for this, but it's not like you can't do that in comics. I think maybe I just like the execution better.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it makes sense in comics. They're both comic book characters.
Yeah, of course. I think some of it is I like this aesthetic better because I wasn't the biggest fan of the art in that. And this isn't going with that art style at all.
Well, and in doing an animation, not just a comic... Well, I mean, I guess you could have done this in the comics, but, like, it's a love letter to everything for both characters.
Yes.
Or all the characters. Like, there's a lot of Ninja Turtle stuff, there's a lot of Batman stuff. There's a Batman thing I've never seen in animation before. I'm not sure I've ever seen before, period. But I'm not going to immediately say that I've never seen a comic, but I don't recall ever seeing that done anywhere.
I don't think it's a big deal to spoil that. He's talking about the first design that... Finger did for Batman, which is made into a costume in the Batcave.
No, that's the Bob Kane one.
Oh, is it the Bob Kane one? Okay, I wasn't sure.
Notice how it looks nothing like what Batman would end up looking like?
I can't remember who drew that.
Yeah, it's Bob Kane. It's like, it's red, and there's like he's got like a mask. He looks like like Flash Gordon or something. It's a literal lifted image. And he's got bat wings. And it's just sitting behind the glass case.
Do you think Grey Ghost is partly inspired by that?
No.
No? Okay.
I don't think so. I mean, other than the domino mask?
Yeah.
It doesn't have wings.
And just... No, I guess not. But it's a simple rest of the suit like that. But I guess it doesn't really look like that.
But the Grey Ghost has like a suit.
Yeah.
The Red Batman's just like... It's like Superman.
Oh, okay. I was just remembering it wrong.
It's close to Zur-En-Arrh, really. But
anyway,
yeah,
it's not important.
So yeah, that's in this, and I've never seen that. I can't recall seeing that really referenced.
And there's a lot of deep pull stuff for Turtles also.
Yeah.
And all over the place. The first time we see the Shredder, we'll do some minor spoilers. The first time we see the Shredder, he drops down in slow motion like he does on the roof at the end of the 90 movie, and that like immediately got me. Like I was sucked into this as soon as we did that. I was like, oh, these guys know their stuff. That's really cool.
And it wasn't just...
I mean, okay, you could just know the 90 movie and do that.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing that sometimes happens with things where it's like, oh, they looked at one thing or they know one thing. This is not that. This is a lot of Ninja Turtle stuff. And a lot of like really obscure Ninja Turtle stuff too. And there were things where like, is that a toy that we don't know? Like the hats they were wearing? Like
I don't know what that was a reference to. But
there's no way that it's there for no reason.
No, it has to.
It has to be something.
So yeah, Eric, why don't you go ahead and tell us how we felt, or why don't you tell us how we both felt, and tell us how you felt about Batman versus Ninja Turtles, and I will do the same, and we'll chat about some more stuff.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know beyond that. I liked it a lot. I was surprised at like what a love letter to both of the franchises it was, because I wasn't expecting that. Like I expected this to be good or at least watchable, but I wasn't expecting that. Like it was like a celebration of both of these franchises.
Do you think it's too fan servicey, or is it the kind of thing that it's okay if that's what it's about?
It's already fan servicey for the two of them to be together.
Just that's a novelty in the first place, so you might as well really deliver on it.
Yeah, and most of it's really subtle. Like it doesn't feel like it's in your face fan servicey, and those moments tend not to work. Like
I thought so too.
Like the final climax with Shredder doesn't work at all to me. Or at least the resolution of that final fight with Shredder doesn't work.
Oh, you don't think so?
The Cowabunga thing?
Oh no, I don't like that either.
Yeah,
I thought you
about.
meant what we ultimately do with Shredder,
No,
which I think is awesome.
No, that's awesome.
Okay, cool, cool.
No, the Cowabunga thing doesn't work at all.
It doesn't work at all.
And really feels like just pandering fan service and it just doesn't work in the story.
And if you're going to have Batman go far enough to do anything Ninja Turtles-y at all, which he does in the last scene, which I think is fine, you really don't need that.
Or you just do it more organically and in a way that makes sense.
Especially because retroactively they talk about the Cowabunga thing like they set it up the whole time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't buy that at all.
Like
in the moment.
I think the ending of Guardians of the Galaxy is kind of obnoxiously dumb in how long that scene goes, with the villain not reacting at all. This felt worse. It's not as long. I don't know why, but I was like, I don't buy this for a second.
Well, it's because it was apparently their plan, and it had to happen a very specific way.
Yeah.
No, I didn't like that. Either.
No, it's really good. I really like the stuff we do with the villains is really cool. The Two-Face thing is awesome.
We do the mutates like we do in the comics. I think it's okay to say that. That's in the comics. And most of the people that are watching this have probably seen this, but this is out right now, so we also want to make this this video for people that haven't watched it yet. But we do the blending the Arkham inmates with different animals like we do in the comics. I don't know why they turn into the animals they turn into, but I think I had the same thing in the comic. I can't remember.
The Two-Face one is the best one, I think.
It's awesome.
It's super cool. I
mean, the Joker thing is good too.
The Joker thing is good too. But the Two-Face one just, I don't know. It's just great design. I did not expect it to be as violent as it is. And I really like that. Like in like scene 1, we're throwing shurikens into people and there's blood, which I guess you can get away with in PG-13, but I wasn't expecting it.
You didn't think that was... I mean, I was fine with it too, but you didn't think that was at all anachronistic with just the kind of fun, neat romp of just putting these together and doing what is essentially a video game plot with these characters. Yeah. I mean, it is a pretty surface movie. It knows that it is. I'm not going to complain real hard about that. It could have maybe been a little bit more character-driven, I guess, but like... It's playing on the same level the comic does, and I think it does that material better, so I don't really have a problem with it. But, like, this is a thing that I think you wouldn't want to show to really little kids, but maybe, like, 9 or 10 is okay. You know, we showed it to Jason. But then, I don't know if a really little kid is going to be all that into this anyway.
I
don't know.
Little kids like Ninja Turtles and Batman.
Yeah, but I guess I just mean with, like, some of the things they're doing well, no, I guess you're right. I mean, like, there's enough visually fun and interesting things to keep somebody's attention, even if you turn the sound off.
The mutated villains are very toyetic.
Well, this whole thing is toyetic, especially because it's taking so much of its Ninja Turtles iconography from the 87 show.
Yeah. But no, I really like that. I think it's a lot of fun. It's kind of the best I could expect this to be. A sequel needs to be more.
Yeah.
You don't get to do this again. Whatever the sequel is, it needs to be a little bit more sophisticated. But I didn't even know this was coming out until like 2 months ago when the trailer dropped. So like I didn't have any expectations or anything. Like it's the best version of this I could possibly imagine it being. I really like the Batman design. I really liked the Shredder design. He's too bulky, but I like the general design of it.
Yeah, he looks like if Bane was Shreddered.
And I hate that we... So, in 2005, or is it 6, Batman began to erroneously pronounce
2005.
Ra's al Ghul, and I am fine with everything else pronouncing it incorrectly. That's okay, but pick one. Do the correct pronunciation or the incorrect pronunciation.
And why do so many things do this?
Batman says it both ways.
That specific singular character.
He says Raish and Raz.
Goes back and forth.
Because at first I was like, it's always only Damien saying it because he was raised by Italian, so like he would be the only one that would pronounce it correctly. But then Batman does it, and I don't I don't think anyone else flip-flops, but, like, it's really annoying. Just pick one.
It's weird when your title character does it, and when it's when it's not only a major arch nemesis, but a guy so connected to his child.
Yeah.
You'd think he'd have one way he said his name, even if it was wrong.
Yeah.
But also, like, I don't understand how that in a production even happens.
I don't either.
Like, specifically with a main character. Like, Ra's al Ghul's one of the two big team-up bad guys in this. You'd think at some point, and I mean, like, you know, I don't want to. What is his name? The guy who voices Batman and the Joker in this?
Troy Baker.
Troy Baker. I couldn't think of it earlier, and I couldn't think of it now. Troy Baker is a seasoned professional.
Mm-hmm.
You would think, and I don't mean to throw Troy Baker under the bus. He does a great job with both Batman and the Joker in this. I think it's great that he's voicing both. That's so much fun. But you'd think that at some point he would ask the voice director, how are we pronouncing this? Because he's going back and forth, and that's weird. And then the voice director would pick up on he's pronouncing it both ways. They would have picked one. And you'd think that people who know as much about Batman as they obviously do would have, when they're using Ra's al Ghul, see, I'm doing it now. I'm going back and forth. When they're using Ra's al Ghul, you'd think that they would, one of the first things they say is, okay, we got to pick one. Because we know this happens all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is only the 55th time we've used Ra's al Ghul on film.
It didn't happen all the time until Arrow. Arrow was the first time I remember something using both pronunciations.
Is that where it was?
That's the first time I ever recall
something that used it both
using
ways.
both pronunciations.
See, that's so weird.
Yeah, but it's a lazy show. Like, I expect that from them.
What I mean is, it's weird that became a precedent where it's like, oh, it's okay to just use it both ways now. I don't understand that.
That's kind of annoying. But no, it's really
That's
fun.
minor.
It's a blast.
Animation's awesome.
Yeah.
It just looks so good all the way through.
If you like both these properties, it's exactly what you want.
Yeah. I have a hard time imagining anybody who buys this on purpose, knowing both of these properties, not
liking it.
this.
Yeah. Unless,
At least on some level.
The only way I could see that is they watch the intro and it's like, well, that's the movie I really want to be watching. Because the
Frank
opening
Miller
credits
inspired-
are phenomenal.
I mean, obviously also Mirage inspired, and of course the Ninja Turtles were originally somewhat of a parody of Miller Comics anyway, but it looks as Sin City to me as it does Ninja Turtles. With the rain and stuff.
It looks way more Sin City to me. Like, there's some of those shots that, like, just... But
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, you wouldn't have wanted that for this necessarily. It would be weird to do a crossover with Batman and Ninja Turtles that looked like that the whole way through.
Would it? Would it not be, like, the coolest thing you'd ever seen?
You're making a good point.
And it's exactly what we've always wanted, which is black and white, but their bands are colored. And Batman's
do other things that
logo
are
would
colored
be,
in it too. Yeah. No, that would be amazing.
It'd be
but I also
super
just want to
cool.
see it for Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be great to do it for crossover, but it's like, why haven't we done that yet?
I'm hoping this opens up the possibility of some direct-to-DVD, more adult Ninja Turtles films.
Me too.
I wouldn't mind not having a sequel, but spinning off and doing a couple direct-to-DVD Ninja Turtle features.
I was gonna say it'd be cool if this could spin off like more adult Turtles things.
Mm-hmm.
Although I wish we'd adult Mikey up a little bit if we're gonna do that, because we got basically the 2012 version here, and I mean he's like this Neo 7 movie to some degree also, but we've been doing a somewhat more like just comic relief, not verging on dramatic at all Michelangelo in a lot of things. And after I've read years and years of the IDW version, it hurts my feelings that nothing else has really tried that yet. There's a lot of character dimension with that character with what Tom Waltz does with it. He has a very specific ideology. He has a real like optimistic second chances, like always give people a chance kind of thing, and very violence is a last resort. Like he's very complex, but he's also still the jokiest character, and they don't lose the party animal thing.
Well, and this is supposed to be drawn from the IDW comic.
Which was one of my biggest issues with the miniseries, is that they clearly did not get that version of Michelangelo, or they didn't want to write that version. And it felt like people who grew up with the '87 show and wanted to bring as much of that as they could, but it was crossing with IDW, so it kind of clashed a little bit. One of my favorite things about this, by the way, is how the '87 iconography is used, because it's so weird. Like it's an odd juxtaposition, but it totally works. It tries to do what Out of the Shadows did, but it does it well, because that sequel to the 2014 movie.
I wasn't sure if it was the video game or the movie.
That's what I meant.
For a second.
That's what I meant. Yeah, where it does all that 87 cartoon stuff too, and the 2014 stuff does. It's got Vernon and stuff, but it uses that stuff. But it's not real, clever and creative with it, and it's pretending to be more serious, but it's not really. This is more adult visually, and it's not about real adult themes, but it's just kind of like an adult's wet dream of Ninja Turtles and Batman, and so it's really clever how it uses stuff like it does the belt buckles with the letters, but they're not just like big and bold. It's like real subtle about how they're used, and they're used differently with all of them. Almost like they each individually decided that they wanted a letter on it, and they did it in a different way. And the way they do the party wagon is really interesting and fun, and I liked all that stuff.
I do too.
You know what I kind of expected though?
Them to modify one of the blimps.
Yes. Maybe in a sequel.
Maybe. I mean that's easy. Sequel is like we like the blimps in Gotham so much.
I imagine that movie opening with an argument with Mikey and Donnie where Mikey is just begging him to make a blimp to take to Gotham. And he's like, we can't go commandeer a blimp. He's like, no, man, we're going to go up, we're going to get a blimp, and we're going to, we stole this Winnebago. No, we fished it out of I don't know who threw away a Winnebago, but somebody threw away a Winnebago. Nobody's going to throw away a blimp, Mikey. It's not going to happen. I want that scene. They should open with that. And then they should pay it off at the end by having it.
Yeah.
I like this version of Baxter Stockman a lot.
He's really good.
I think he's hilarious, and we finally get Fly Baxter Stockman on film again, which we haven't done in a long time. And he's doing a what's his face?
Jeff Goldblum.
He's doing a Jeff Goldblum impression, which is really funny. Because, of course, that's what inspires the Fly Baxter Stockman thing in the first place. So he's just doing the Fly, and that's really funny. And I love the whole thing about how he's kind of just a henchman and never gets paid, and all that's really funny.
Because he might be a hostage.
Now, I will say, I did think some of the humor in this was pretty hit and miss.
I thought Mikey was hit or miss.
There's other things too.
I guess Batgirl and Robin are also. You're right. All of the comedy is very hit or miss.
The big thing with Batgirl is she's got a running motif where she doesn't like the word ooze, and I think that's kind of stupid. I don't know about you, but that irritated me.
I mean, people have that.
I know, but
I thought it worked in the first scene.
I didn't. I immediately thought that was weird, and then it was worse because we kept doing it. And the issue I took with it is she's the only female character, and she's got to be all ooh gross, even though she's Batgirl. I had a hard time with that.
Okay, I did not.
It really read to me like I'm a girl. I don't like gross things. I don't know. I don't like that.
I thought that was just riffing on specifically the aversion people have to the word moist and things like that.
You thought that's what it was?
That's what I thought it was.
Oh, okay.
I didn't think that was like a new gross thing. I thought it was like a...
Except she says ooh gross. She basically says that.
Well, yeah, but people have that reaction to the word moist.
Okay.
And there's a couple other words, but moist is the big one that people like, don't say that word. I thought we just riffing
and then
on that.
we use that to get the term anti-mutagen in there because or retro-mutagen because she's like, which is an 87 thing, because she's like, no, don't say anti-ooze, it's retro-mutagen, and that's kind of funny if you're okay with that running gag already, but I didn't like it. I thought that was weird. But anyway.
And Raphael's voice isn't good. It grew on me by the end, but I still don't like it.
But I like all the rest of them.
Yeah.
And I thought Leo was classic Leo. And I like this Damien voice a lot.
Yeah. I wish he was written a little bit more Damien-y. Because he's kind of not Damien.
I don't like Damien, so I liked it more because he wasn't that way. He was like, he was more Tim Drake-y.
He was more Tim Drake-y. Which is fine, I guess. Like, although we don't do anything with the Ra's al Ghul things with him.
No.
So, like, why couldn't he just be Tim Drake?
Yeah, like, the only tells that he's Damien is that he calls Batman dad or a father or whatever. And he has the discipline thing. But that's about it. I didn't love putting him and Raphael together the way they did, just because...
It would have made more sense if it was actually Damien.
Yeah, that was the problem with it. And he threw all the other turtles kind of away. He just dismissed them.
And that felt like Damien, but it didn't feel like it was consistent with the character in this thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm reading some things into that a little bit where I'm like, okay, but if you knew anything about Leonardo, you know that he's the one of them that would be the most likely to, like, work with the Foot Clan or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they have as much in common as he and Raphael do. Although I don't know if that's true with this one because we don't know a lot about these characters. But
Well, I think he would think he has more in common with Leonardo. I think the things that he has in common with Raphael, he wouldn't necessarily see in himself.
yeah.
Which, I mean, could still mean they get along, but...
I also thought the CG stuff with the vehicles, because we always do that, that looked really good.
It did. It did look really good. And I don't think it was always. I think we actually got some drawn vehicles in this.
I'm pretty sure we did, yeah.
But no, that looked good. It looks great.
Yeah, so overall, I'm definitely feeling it. I think it's awesome. I hope it gets a sequel. And I'm with you. The main reason I hope it gets a sequel is because I want more Ninja Turtle stuff. I want these turtles, especially because I don't like the show
I'm
that's
good
on
with
right
a
now.
sequel or a spinoff.
Yeah, but I hope it gets a sequel, and then these are popular enough that then we do a Ninja Turtles series of movies or TV series that is like this.
Although if you do a spinoff, you're not going to get the payoff for that Shredder stuff, right?
Right, but I'm just there's no reason that if a spinoff happens, we couldn't eventually do a sequel to this.
Well, but you're going to want to use Shredder.
Oh, that's a really good point you're making.
Yeah, no, we kind of have to have a sequel before
You'd
we
have
spin
to
anything off.
You'd have to reverse them. You'd have to do a sequel and then get them back to normal.
Well, I would. Yes.
Before you could
spin off
a spin-off.
Yes.
No, okay, you're right. But you could also do a spin-off that just has nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
That's set before or way after or something.
Yeah.
Like you could do that. It wouldn't have to have anything to do with this.
I don't think. Shredder's like Magneto and Lex Luthor. Like I don't think you make a Ninja Turtles movie without him.
No, I wouldn't think
but
so
you
either.
could
But I'm
get
just saying
a-
you could set it a lot earlier,
Yeah.
or you could be very ambiguous in the time period.
And there are other villains. They could use other villains.
Yes, absolutely they could. This is a continuity where I would love to see their Rat King. I would love to see their Metalhead. There are a lot of characters. And also, I just thought of this, and neither, if memory serves, of the comic crossovers do this. How have we not done Leatherhead and Croc yet?
Yeah.
It just goes together like beans and cornbread. Like, that's obvious. You just put those together. But anyway, yeah, I really liked this. I'm kind of looking forward to sitting down and looking at it again. I'm sure there will be some stuff that jumps out at me that I didn't notice before. And the last thing I'll say is I enjoyed this. I really did. But my favorite thing about all of it was just the closing credits.
Okay, so the closing credits were great, but you know what made them even better? They didn't do the thing we usually do with credits, where like it's only there for the first half of the credits, and you have to sit through normal credits.
Didn't you think it was going to?
Yes,
There's a part where it breaks.
Yes.
And I thought we were done with them. Okay, that's cool. We do. Is it okay to mention? I think it's okay to mention it.
Yeah, I think some of them have been floating around online. I'd seen at least one.
There are comic covers that are they're classic comic covers that are made to be parodies with both Batman and the Ninja Turtles together, and it's one of the classiest things I've ever seen. They're all cool, and they did some deep pulls. They did some covers that I would not have expected whatsoever. I won't spoil the covers. You guys should watch it yourself. But like that might seem like the obvious thing to do, but it blew me away. It was so freaking cool.
Well, they just kept doing it, and like some of them were really inventive.
20 or 25 of them.
Yeah, and they all look great.
And then it's got a bossa nova after credit scene that was exactly what we expected it to, and still I was impressed with it. I was like, it was cooler than I thought it could possibly be. Calls back to Ninja Turtles 2 in just the best way possible, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So much fun. One of my favorite things that's come out this year, just on pure entertainment
Yeah. No, it's really good.
level. Well, thanks a lot for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed it, and leave your comments. Let us know if you saw this film, what you thought of Batman versus Ninja Turtles. Oh, we didn't mention that.
Oh yeah, it's not a versus. It's not even at all.
Does it need versus in the title? I can't say at all. It's got the thing that you always do with a thing like this, where they fight for 5 seconds and then they're friends.
I guess they do fight,
But then in the third act, there's the split off. And so for a second, I was like, maybe the versus title is starting to make more sense because they're kind of going their own way for a minute. But that doesn't last for any amount of time.
and I guess there's a thing in Arkham. But
Right.
none of these really equate to a versus title.
Yeah, and like I just don't know why we feel the need to keep using that. Like, does this sell less if
It's
versus
called
is
Batman
taken?
Ninja Turtles.
I don't think so. I really don't think so. I don't think we need to keep using that title. And I'm kind of sick of so many animated movies going with it because a lot of them have this problem. Now, Justice League Teen Titans was legitimately Justice League versus Teen Titans. Like, it was, because they were brainwashed the whole movie. So, I mean, it was. But you've seen other things like that have versus in the title that wasn't really a versus thing. So, yes, I am complaining about the title because I just don't think it needs it.
No. And it's so tiny. It's like it doesn't even realize it is Batman
It
versus
feels
Ninja
like
Turtles.
the most obligatory thing ever.
And I didn't realize it was Batman versus Ninja Turtles till like it popped up on the screen.
When I found out that was the title, I immediately questioned it. I was like, okay, is this going to be a real... But no, it's not. It's exactly what you would think they would do with him. Oh, and 60th back around. Anyway, thanks a lot once again for watching. I am Captain Logan.
And I'm Eric.
We will see you next time.
There's only one special feature on there.